It's Dakota, and I'm finally back with another video. The season started about a month and a half ago, and I've just been focused on basketball, and my academics. I'm just so glad I get an opportunity just to make another video and just to talk about my journey on how I became a Division I basketball player. So I started playing basketball around the age of 5 or 4 at the local Roper YMCA. And at the age of 4 or 5, I was significantly taller than every 4 or 5-year-old in the area. At the age of 5 or 4, I was playing with like 7 and 8-year-olds. When I was playing with the 4 or 5-year-olds, I was literally just casually dropping 30, 20 rebounds. It really was just, I already had comparisons to Wilt Chamberlain. Like that's the hype, you know what I'm saying? That was the hype built around me. Fast forward about 3 years later, I started playing AAU around the age of 9 or 10. I was terrible. Like I was trash. Like I was getting about 2 minutes to 0 minutes a game. Like if I played more than a minute, that's a great game for me, honestly. Remind you, I had goggles at this time. I would play and my goggles would fog up. Like if I played, I was just out there, just running, honestly. My 6th grade year, middle school, I did not make the team. And I'm not surprised about it. Like I said, I was terrible. I was about 5'6" at the age of 11. I did make the middle school team in 7th grade. And I also started, I think, a few games. 8th grade is when everything changed. From 7th grade to 8th grade, I went from 5'9" to 6'2". That's crazy. I started every game in my 8th grade year. I also went to another AAU team for my 7th to 8th grade year. So I went from my first AAU team to my second AAU team. I'm able to dunk now at this point at the age of 12, 13.
That's not a dunk.
And I'm starting on my AAU team now. So I'm starting in my AAU team and I'm starting for my middle school team. My 9th grade year, I go from my second AAU team to now my 3rd AAU team. And I also made the varsity basketball team in high school. I'm about 6'5" in the 9th grade, 14 years old. Like I went from basically 5'9" to 6'5" in 2 years. I would get like an occasional dunk here and there that would like ignite the crowd and stuff like that. But I was like 6'5", maybe like 140. Like I had no sort of muscle whatsoever. I started on my 3rd AAU team as well. I'm the starting center. I started playing really well. I'm probably averaging like maybe 8 points a game, 7 rebounds, but I'm getting like 3 blocks a game. And that caught the attention to one of the Adidas Gauntlet AAU teams that I went to from my 4th AAU team. It's called Team CP25 or Team Parsons. And it was an Adidas Gauntlet team. I played for that team for 2 years for my 10th and 11th grade year. My 10th grade year for varsity, I'm starting now for high school. I started every game. I averaged like 5 points, 4 rebounds, but I averaged like 3 blocks a game. Like I was just out there just blocking shots, bro. And I'll get like a few dunks. But my 10th grade to my 11th grade year, I transferred schools. I went from West Orange High School to Windermere High School. And that's when everything changed, like everything. I transferred high schools, and my very first camp, we go play at Stetson. And I'm not on anyone's radar. I've got a few interests from schools, but I didn't have any like scholarship offers at this time. This is like my 10th grade summer going into 11th grade. I had 0 scholarships. I had a few interests, but no scholarship offers. And the first game I had 24 and 12. I'm not kidding. I didn't think I was capable of that. Like my confidence was pretty low. Like I never saw myself as a scorer, but I saw myself as a defender. Like I was a really good shot blocker and a decent rebounder, but not like a 24 and 12. I was like, this ain't me. But then I realized maybe I am him. I could be him for a little bit. So for that whole Stetson camp tournament, I averaged, I want to say like 22, it was like 22, 12, and 4 like 4 blocks a game. 2 weeks later, I get a call from Stetson and I got my very first scholarship to Stetson University. I was in tears, bro. I couldn't stop crying. I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, bro, like, I got my first, but I was a mess. That opened up a whole new world of recruitment for me. That month alone, I got like 5 scholarship offers like that. Like just like that. It was the craziest thing. I would say Windermere gave me a lot of confidence that West Orange didn't give me. Me transferring high schools was the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. My junior year season starts. So this is our very first year ever of Windermere, right? We have no seniors on the team. I don't know why. Like we didn't have any seniors, but it was just juniors, sophomores, and freshmen. We had no seniors, right? And we went 16-10 that year. That year I averaged 17 points and I led the state of Florida in rebounds. And I was hype. Like I was like, I just led the whole state in rebounding. I'm hype. That got me so many looks and scholarship offers. Then my AAU season comes around and I'm starting for like this Adidas Gold Gauntlet team. And I'm getting looks like left and right. The summer of 2018, going from my junior year to my senior year, I suffered a really bad injury. I tore my left quad wide open. I thought I caught a cramp at first. I missed a whole month of AAU basketball for that summer because it was that bad. That was probably the lowest point of my high school career, was just missing out on an opportunity to showcase my ability in the most important month of AAU basketball. So I was in rehab for about 2.5 months, trying to get my leg back to normal. And it was the most defeating thing of all time, knowing that I couldn't walk the same, I couldn't jump the same. But I can tell you right now, that injury was probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I learned so many new things about my body that I didn't even know. My hips were extremely tight, my quads were extremely tight, my legs were extremely tight. So that really helped me just stretch a lot more and focus on my body. My vertical actually increased after coming out of rehab. After I got out of rehab, I learned how to just stretch, and I could see myself becoming more explosive. So I got out of rehab around August, September. My high school coach and my AAU coach invited every single coach that had given me a scholarship at that point back into the gym. So there was one point where there was like Clemson, Kansas State, Georgia, Florida State, like everyone's in the gym right now during our practice. And every scholarship that I almost lost or lost at that point, I gained it right back and more. And I think I finished with over 20 Division I scholarships. Just a ton of interest from different coaches all over the country. And I decided to go to Florida Gulf Coast. The reason why I decided to go to Florida Gulf Coast is because throughout my injury, throughout my recruiting process, every single day, they texted me, they called me, they sent me letters, just asking me like, hey, how are you doing? Like, how's school going? They'll go to some of our high school practices, just making sure I was in a good place. So that was huge to me. Preseason starts and I just feel different. Like, I feel stronger, my legs feel stronger. I've gained a few pounds. My senior year, I think I'm like 6'8", I'm like 190, 200. I was getting off the ground a lot quicker. I was jumping a lot higher. And that year, I had a year. I averaged 18 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks, and we went to the Final Four, and we had a 27-5 record. At one point, we had an 18-game winning streak. Like, that's crazy. I won Player of the Year in my district, in my area. Just knowing that I could have not played that season. I went to rehab for 2.5 consecutive months, and I've got back stronger and healthier, and I did everything I could to get back on that court, and I did everything I could to help our team win. I was extremely proud of myself. Now I'm a senior at Florida Gulf Coast University, and I'm just so excited to just be a part of a good squad this year. I'm actually a few blocks away from beating the all-time record at FGCU, so we'll see if I beat that. I'm just super excited to share my story on how I became a Division I basketball player. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn your post notifications on so you know when the next video comes out. And I'm out. Peace.